Wait a little bit. To my charger here. Thank you, God. All right. All right. So we're live right now. Yesterday, you guys noticed that it was a rough day in terms of especially the AM session. I'm getting chopped up. Y'all saw that live, but I did call it how it was going to be a rough day. But price did deliver what we were expecting. So if we just take a step back, I'm going to click on bar replay here. So yesterday, I was mentioning how I want to see price drop, right? And price eventually delivered going below previous day's lows. However, I still think this area is still likely. Thursday's lows. I'm still looking at that to see if we want to drop into there. But yesterday, if we're going to the 5-minute chart, let's look at more details. Part of my expectations was that we could run out these highs right here and then make our way lower, which is exactly what we did. Another part of my expectation was I was like, maybe it could also come all the way up here, right? However, I said this alone is enough for it to drop. But we did that, but we just kept on dancing and dancing and dancing. This is where the element of time plays a role. So as much as we danced around here, right? AM session starts at 9:30. Start right here. Danced and danced, danced to lunch, which starts at 12. So around this candle, right? And then we get into the PM session. It's at 13 o'clock, which is right here. So notice how I'm just gonna draw a line. Second. This is our start of PM session. And look how price just delivered smoothly. After PM session, went lower, trending this fair value gap here, dropped, created displacement, a fair value gap here. And we go in there and then immediately we just start dropping. Right? In fact, when it dropped, even gave a retracement back to this fair value gap here and then dropped furthermore. So it was a nice setup. However, I just don't like when price does all this dancing. So that kind of stalled us, right? And then the market didn't really move till the PM session. So still deliver lower as expected. So that's that. That leads us into where we are today. Play out. Let me exit this out. So I want to see play out. So yeah, so that leads us to where we are today, right? Now price up here. If it's going to 1 hour time frame, this is what I'm expecting. So based off the 1 hour, what we've done, this movement here, took out these highs, and then we've dropped straight into this fair value gap, right? It's a tiny one here that I outlined yesterday as well. Look how price just held there. So talk about price being controlled, right? Like, why would price just stop right there? Like, it wicked out of it. Look at how the body just stayed right there. That's what you want to look for. That's what you want to see. And then price moves aggressively lower. Boom. So now we're trading back. Now we're within this fair value gap here. So I'm really watching to see, like, how do we, if we maintain inside this fair value gap, I would like to see that run complete itself to go lower below here. Like, I just don't see this ballpark of consolidation staying in place. And then now we also have this ballpark of consolidation here. So a lot of traders, I would say, have their stop losses here. Or they see here as a bullish area where if price goes there, it should bounce. So I think there's an illusion that here is going to be respected. And I think eventually make our way lower. That's kind of what I'm looking at. That's my expectations from the markets. And furthermore, if we were to just take this a step further, just look at it from a 4-hour basis. Look at how price has dropped lower, trade a little higher, drop lower, now it's trading higher. So I think we can drop lower one more time. Okay. So from a 4-hour perspective, take everything off the chart. You can see it's a very ugly price overall. That's the truth of the matter. What I see here as an overwhelming area where stop loss will be resting. I feel like a lot of traders are bullish now. They're expecting this to start pushing higher. But I'm looking at this fair value gap here. See how that has held price and draw price lower. And notice we created one here as well. So when price came into that yesterday, we dropped lower. Now we have a 4-hour fair value gap here. So again, unless we overcome this fair value gap, and then overcome this fair value gap. So unless we get our way, find our way up to 20,180 or 185, then I'm bullish about from that. I'm just gonna stick to bears, and either gives me something or it doesn't, right? But I'm sticking to a bearish move, expecting that drop lower. One thing I'm just not a fan of is that news. Let's see. Go to forcefactor.com. The news is very light today. There's no news today. So again, that tends to be, when there's news, it tends to be injection of liquidity. That's when the market starts moving a little more aggressively. You can see Monday and Tuesday were just nothing. That's why we had one Monday just being Mondays. And then on top of that, no news events drive to move the market anywhere. You know, cause the market to be very stagnant till PM session. Tuesday, we have the same thing going on. However, the markets will probably kick off more. You're going to notice that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Because look at these red folders, right? We have FOMC meeting minutes. This should be an interesting one during the PM session. We also have CPI. This Thursday is going to move price very aggressively one-sided. That's when you're going to see, if you haven't experienced that before, if you're a new trader, CPI is one of those days you don't want to trade. You don't want to be in the market before it releases. And after it releases, it's actually still harder to trade. It's one of those days that might just have price go one direction and then never recover, and then barely move anymore more after that. Sometimes it gives you opportunity to get back in. So we'll see how this plays out. But Thursday, if you haven't watched CPI, this is a good one to actually tune into and watch how price is going to move very aggressively one-sided. So I'll probably get on live a little earlier just so you guys can experience that CPI movement if you haven't. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And CPI is like, you know, consumer price index, like that's kind of giving us an idea of where inflation is. So they have a bucket of goods that they put in the basket, or basket of goods, a bucket of goods, and they analyze how much has the price of those goods increased over time on year-by-year basis or month-by-month basis, and that's how they determine where inflation is. So it's always one of those news events where everyone's anticipating what does inflation look like now, even though some of the stuff put in that bucket doesn't really matter to me. I think it's more important stuff we could be judging our inflation off of, and not the stuff that we have CPI in the bucket of CPI. Anyways, so That's Consumer Price Index. That's what it stands for. So when that releases, and also unemployment claims as well, that's going to drive a lot of uh, people are formulating ideas around that. So that should drive a lot of sentiment and a rush in price moving one way or the other. As ICT will call it manual intervention, where the people that create the markets, the days of the markets, um, they'll just move the price in one direction, wherever they think is suited for them. That's the time to manipulate the whole market and then cause the sentiment shift and just inject volatility into the market. So Thursday should be very interesting. And Friday as well should be decent. So I think the market won't really kick off aggressively till we have Wednesday and Thursday out of the way. I mean, until Wednesday and Thursday. Those are the days where the markets start moving. So later half of this week. Tuesday, we'll see how the day goes. I do like where price is right now, and I'm interested to see what we do today. Okay, so again, let's go to 1 hour chart. Yeah. So let's see how price wants to move. And even if it gets out of this fair value gap, right, we have this order block here. And we have this new daily opening gap below. So like for me to be bullish, price has to really push aggressively and then maybe get above this fair value gap here on the 1 hour chart. And then some buys there. But I just don't, I'm not bullish today at all. So if it leaves without me. I don't care. And that was one thing, we're above midnight opening price. So get to the bearishness here. That's on a 15-minute chart. So we have this 15-minute chart here. To be honest, I would have rather seen price remain below this fair value gap. I'm just being honest with you. I would rather see that, but it is what it is. If we start breaking down, I want to see how we use these levels as potential resistance, all these fair value gaps here, to then draw us into these lows. The question is, do they want to do that today, or are they going to hold off till tomorrow with CPI? That's one question we have to ask ourselves, right? So let's look at regular trading hours to kind of see where we closed yesterday. So yesterday we closed down here. So I'm going to highlight that in red. Where we close. Red. And then let's look at electronic trading hours so you see where we are today. So again, we closed down here, right at 16 o'clock, so 4 o'clock New York time. And we're all the way up here. So a couple minutes, we're probably going to be drawing. So our gap is going to exist between here and somewhere over here whenever we open at 9:30, which is in 2 minutes. And we see how price wants to interact those two levels as well. So, summarize. I am bearish today. I'll probably pull back the risk some today as well, just because yesterday I got chopped up. So I'm going to reduce risk today, unless it's a very, very clear trade with a very tight stop loss. Here comes the fun, just watching price. Right now, I will say there's definitely stop losses resting above here, for sure. But I don't know if they'll have the ability or the strength to take that out. If I was them, I'll definitely take it out. And then hold back on the movement lower till CPI. So 9:30 open. Let's look at this from a 15-minute and 5-minute basis. So you can see the clear depiction of the gap right here, right? You see that. So at this point, a lot of people are going to trace this higher, being that we gapped open right here. We ran above these highs, but I'm just going to sit back and watch unless something pops up. Notify. What was that? Microsoft. Microsoft was the one I actually told you guys about last week on how I was expecting that one to drop. And I actually got in some puts on that. Double my money there. So slowly trying to ease into the options world. That gap in here. Our price just went in there, and now we're pushing away. So let's see if it has energy, momentum. If it wants to go higher, first I want to see if it goes above the shaded orange area, which is 50-minute fair value gap. Use as support. Again, I'm bearish today, but I'm just giving you all potential opportunities. Or I'm just reading price candlestick for candlestick. That's what I'm doing here. So again, watching this fair value gap here, right? Looks like it wants to start sliding lower here on a 5-minute basis. But I don't want to. I want to be very picky today about my trades. Looks like it starts getting lower based off the 5-minute alone. But to the left, we have this fair value gap. Now we have these equal lows here. So it might just run through that. One thing to call out though is that the S&P 500. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. I think S&P already ran those lows. Actually, it's not. So you see that reaction there, a fair value gap, that push. This is why you don't want to, when you see those fair value gaps, you really can't ignore it. Even if you see equal lows, you want to pay attention to that. You see how that push aggressively away. And now go to the 5-minute chart to the right, around these highs here. Yes, sir. Okay. So pushing higher there. So see these highs up here. Let's see how price wants to move. If price has the ability to just drive through, or if it's going to fail. Again, it has this fair value gap to overcome. It also has this new daily opening gap below to overcome. So, just watching this here closely. It could just push into there. If it does push in here, we're still in this daily level. So, like, there's a lot of resistance above, in my opinion, that's could hold price back from just exploding higher. That's why, in my opinion, just sticks to the bearishness. Again, markets can do whatever it wants to do, right? But based on what we have in context of the market, I just don't see price right now. I'm just sticking to bearishness. Yeah, today price not exciting either. Today, I'm being real with you, but we'll see. Nothing super exciting yet. Price has been in one range since October 1st, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay. This could be an interesting breakdown here. It's the entry. Go for 5 contracts here. Order filled. Kind of confused. Okay, cool. Um, all right, so you're probably asking why did I get in? Looking at the 5-second chart here. Uh, so now we're in this 15-minute fair value gap. Let's see. We'll go to the 5-second chart. That's what I want to show today. Go to 10-second. It shouldn't. Now we're still finding 15-minute fair value. I know. If it goes above this level, I'll just get out. My stop loss in. So we're fighting that 15-second, 15-minute order block. So it's not looking good the way it's rebounding. Get out of this trade. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting my stop loss here because this is right here. Call it a day. All right, cool. It's probably gonna knock me out here. So again, this will have me fight against it. But I'm watching this fair value gap. See, that was the whole price. It looks like it's not gonna hold it. So I'm gonna get out here. Let me get out. Order filled. Yeah. Okay. The reason I got that trade though, if you go on the 5-second chart here, this is where it could have been a scalp. Because let me just show you something real quick. That was a very short time frame. We go to 5-second chart here. When it started breaking down right here, in here it was still away from that 15-minute fair value gap. So it had room to drive lower. Now the question was it going to continue driving lower? So when I'm entering trades, as much as I say you want to stop, not fight these fair value gaps, if I see an entry that's like up here, that can then drive us there, then I'll have to ask myself the question, okay, is it enough to continuously push price below it? And when we start having these rebounds here, then obviously it shows its hand that it's not strong enough. So I don't know if that makes sense, but let's go back to the 5-minute chart. Because even the entry I was given, again, it was away from even the 5-minute fair value gap. So I had room to run from entry point to here. So that was on a bigger scale. That would have been a nice trade because I know this could be a roadblock. But when I see a trade that's a little bit away from it, like up in here, and can drive us low into here, I can take that. Then I have to deal with the question of, is it going to keep pushing higher? I mean, lower aggressively. So. Now, what I want to see now is, at this point, let's keep watching price, see if anything pops up at all. We're gonna wait. I want to take another trade till the last. I'll give about 10 minutes to see if I want to take something at all. Why? Because it's 8:44 p.m. right now, or a.m. my time, or 9:44 a.m. New York time. So it's 9:44 a.m. New York time. So as we get to the top of the hour, it's the close of 1 hour candle. So I'll see how that 1 hour candle wants to close, and then also. So I want to see how the candle closes, or close in the next 14 minutes. So let's kind of watch this closely here. I want to see this candle close below this fair value gap. That's ideal. starts pushing outside of this, then we might have something else for the day. So let's watch how this closes to get more context here. Chart. And just notice we're still holding price. Look at this new daily opening gap below. High. Price has hit there multiple times and just been rejecting. So stuck between two areas right now. This fair value gap here. Price keeps going there and then rejecting. And then these highs right here. So we're watching to see which one wants to get away from. Again, it's Monday, no news. Today's Tuesday, still no news. We have a CPI ahead of us tomorrow. They could use that to really push price lower. Monday, Tuesday could be a very dead day. And these are days that the market can't do that. You have to be prepared to weather that storm. If there's going to be a very tough 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row of just toughness, or even a whole week, the question is, how do we carry ourselves in that moment? How are you able to weather the storm? Becomes the question. Looks like it wants to push higher. Yeah, US 30 is doing damage. US 30 already ran below its current intraday low. So US 30 already ran lower aggressively. Dollar's doing by chance. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's pushing higher aggressively too. Dollar's been on a tear, by the way, since the start of the month. Typically, if dollar's bullish, the indices just for fundamental basis. Typically, when dollar's bullish, that means indices should be bearish, and every asset against the dollar should be bearish because the dollar is one of the queens of the market. Put it that way. So if the dollar does one thing, then you should expect opposite from foreign currencies and asset classes. And the king of the market are the interest rates. Interest rates determine everything. That's from a fundamental perspective. In case you don't know, now you know. No, there's nothing here to do. One trade I took had a very short range, and obviously didn't play out well. Just went to this fair value gap again and rejected. So So far, market's really, if you look to the right of the screen, it's just been right here, doing nothing, just consolidating. And these are the days where, at least for me, like typically I'm on side in terms of if I expect the market to drop, typically I get that. But the days that are harder, and this is across the board for any trader, there's days where the market just doesn't want to do nothing. It's not doing nothing and pressing buttons, then obviously the chop is real, they say, quote unquote. But this is just a consolidation. So we have to limit the amount of trades we take within this consolidation. So I'm gonna wait. Jerome. I can't even frame who is like winning. I mean, obviously, from a longer term perspective, I'll say there's more people that are bullish. Like in terms of if there's knockout buyers and sellers, right? Like just obviously liquidity resting here, and liquidity resting here. It's just that simple. These are the two areas of liquidity. So let's just keep watching, see what they want to do. But this is a very ugly market. I mean, this has been very ugly. So if we even look at it, looks like let's push a little bit. So let's look on a 1 hour basis, right? Look how ugly this actually has been since October. So we just really are in this range. See this drop here? October 1st, boom. This drop. We have not got out of this range. Every price action since this drop has been literally encapsulated within this drop here. So this is a very tough market right now. Literally, this drop here from October 1st, price just staying here. Doesn't do nothing. You have all this ugliness going on here. And then yeah, it's ugly. So we'll see what it wants to do. This is more of a back and forth market, pretty much. Drops. Look at it since here. Goes up, comes back down, goes up, comes back down, a little bit up, goes down. Now it's going up. Maybe the products are coming down. Who knows? Very ugly market. So it's probably gonna reach for those highs. Yeah, if it wants to be bullish, I just want to be a part of it. At this point, I would like to see them take these highs up. It's a very, very tough market. Just so you know, this is not an easy peasy, sexy market. Not at all. Whether you're bullish or bearish, this is a tough market. So, anyways, let's see if we can go take out these highs here. So this fair value gap here deliver this movement up here to this new daily opening gap low. And look at the reaction so far. It hits it. It's come back down. This 50-minute fair value gap, the shaded area. Let's see if it wants to close above that. If it does, my expectation is it probably use it as support to push higher. But I still don't want any parts in that. So you got to think about this. People that are selling here, right? They don't want to see price come back all the way up here. So there's liquidity resting here. The question is, do they want to take that out? I think that's what they're going after right now. a run here. Now, I won't be surprised if they run here, if they want to run up here. I don't know if we get all of that. But if we do, and we start breaking down, I love that. Let's see. Definitely want to see how we get in here. Again, that green area is from a daily chart, so it's going to be drawn to like a magnet. So again, it's likely to get to this green area, and if it does, what is in play? These highs right here. We want to take that out of the way. So again, the 1 hour chart showing his hand that it wants to go higher. That's 4 minutes before that 1 hour candle closes. But notice we're closing outside of this 1 hour fair value gap here. I want to highlight it here and here. So to me, this one's keep pushing higher. And these highs on jeopardy. Only way I go bear, I'll enter this trade is if we drop all the way back lower. Even on that, still like, we'll see. But if we do drop lower, maybe touching this new day open gap low, if I have a nice setup, then I will consider taking a buy. But it has to come back below 930 opening price. I want to see that happen. If it doesn't happen, then I won't take any buys. But I see that these highs right here, a lot of money is resting right here. So they're in jeopardy. They're likely to run that out. The question is, after they run it out, what do they want to do then? And price dropped from the area we're after right here. Remember, price dropped from here, say, right? This is like 930. This pretty much all of yesterday's price action, right? Create these highs and then dropped. So I won't be surprised if we again take this out. Just kind of mark it up. Alrighty. Notice we're creating a fair value gap here on a 5-minute chart. This could be used or push higher. They're going straight forward. Damn. Straight for the kill. Watch them pop up there aggressively. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's gonna do it. So those highs are in jeopardy for sure. They're gonna smash them out. Probably gonna do on this candle. Imagine how you stop loss. You're like, please turn around, man. Please. There you go, knock them out. So if you had your stop there, of course, it got smashed. And big money's people have their stop loss there. Not necessarily you and I. Some of us would if we're swing trading. Okay, so price just pushing higher. Okay, now we can say for sure the Bulls are in control. Okay, they're excited about this. So if we are to start breaking down, this is where everyone stops me. So if we are to start breaking down, if we are to get something up in here, that gives me a reason to go shorts. There's money resting down here because everyone's going to put their stop loss. So a lot of people are bullish now, right? They're chasing this higher. So if you do start turning around, you can expect that. Only way you get good at reading market is by doing stuff like this, where you're watching what each candle is doing. You don't necessarily have to participate. You just know, like, you can anticipate, okay, market's going to do this. If it does this, then I'm expecting X, Y, Z. You know, just like anything in life, right? One thing is expect, once you understand how life works, or if you've ever been at a green light or a traffic light, you look, well, these people are going, the light's green here, then I should be next. Sometimes you're wrong, you know, but you're like, okay, I'm looking at traffic. If their light just turned green and people are making a left, perhaps my light is next, so you get ready to step on that gas pedal. And sometimes you were actually wrong because when you got there, your light just turned red, right? And then the other light just turned green. So your light's probably gonna wait the whole full cycle before it goes again. Point is, you can predict stuff. Same way in the markets, you need to be able to predict what's likely to happen. So right now, we knew those highs were probably in jeopardy, and it's taking it out. Now the question becomes, now that has been executed, and now we're in the daily level, which typically can cause some resistance. How does price want to behave? Or does it want to keep on squeezing higher? On a bigger picture, well, not necessarily bigger picture, but the bigger picture is still this movement here, from here to here, in my opinion. For now, we're still encapsulating this, but there's highs here too. It doesn't have to run out these ones because the reason I say it doesn't have to. If you pay attention, this move here took out these highs. But still, it's kind of like a sweet spot for sellers, in my opinion. I don't know if they're going to drive it, if they have the ability to drive it up there. I mean, they have the ability to do it, but like I don't know if they are going to do it today. Now, what I am watching now, I'm looking at a 1 hour chart. See this little fair value gap in here? See how we take out these highs? Look at this 1 hour candle just push up higher. If we start coming down back below these 1 hour levels, perhaps that could set up again a run lower. So that's what I'm watching for. But for now, I will keep, if I was them, I'll keep squeezing this thing higher. And then maybe reject. But it's definitely liquidity resting above here. Again, it's a very ugly market. It's just window consolidation. That's what we're looking at here. All of this here is consolidation, so it's not easy. It's simply not easy. And we have CPI tomorrow. That should cause some movement, in my opinion, likely to go outside of these ranges, this range, for sure. So, anyways, in the meantime, just keep watching price. Go back to 50-minute chart. 50-minute chart to our left, 5 minutes to our right. These highs have been ran out here. The S&P 500 did not run out these highs, so it did not follow suit there. So this could start, if it starts giving us indication to break down, I will be interested in that. But if it just wants to keep pushing higher, then I have no interest in taking any buys. Let's look at this from a regular trading hour perspective. 1 second. This is ugly, man. There's definitely liquidity resting here, but like it's super ugly, dude. It's ugly as fuck. Super ugly. It's super ugly in my opinion. All of this is just down close. This again, this is the, we're in this range here. All of this is BS. Market's not trying to do something. It's waiting for something that's going to ignite a reason for us to get out of this range. It's high, it's low. Until then, especially if there's no news, I don't see it running out of this range. In a situation like this, I expect news to be the catalyst to take us out of here. That's my expectation. So perhaps they won't press against these highs because it will be too close to here. And my take is if they're gonna go all the way higher, they might as well run out these highs. So let's just watch if we get some type of breakdown here. So we have this level here, maybe hits up here, and then breaks down. So I want to see it push a little bit more. Definitely want to see take out these highs right here at this point. Yeah, because it's a London session highs. So I would like to see that press a little bit more. And then maybe we start getting some rejection here. Maybe. That's what it is when you're reading price in such a high resistance, like the market's really struggling to go one way. Price is very um, be annoying if you want to call it that, or just dances around a lot. That price just took those highs and now it's just staying there like nothing. So hit a target And the question is, does it want to push for another target here? And if it does that, does it then want to break down? It's the real trading, man. This is markets. It's not always exciting. Looking at this a bit closer, you see this 50-minute candle close outside this fair value gap. So let's see if it wants to keep pushing higher. Maybe just use the low end. It doesn't really have to go outside this range anymore. If it wants to keep pushing higher to that level up here, to this new daily opening gap highs right here, that's if it wants to do that. But if it starts breaking down, then that's a different story. Big fish. There's nothing exciting here. So again, this is the market. It's like what do you do in this scenario, right? Do you press a button? Do you sell? You do nothing. You just wait for the reaction. If the market wants to react, then it reacts. If it doesn't want to react, then it doesn't want to react. Again, keep in mind this is what happens when you have CPI. That this is typical. If you have a huge news event upcoming the next day, you have to think about it. A lot of investors are going to put their money to the side. They don't want to take risk until they understand what that news release is. And they might have inside information, but still they're gonna act like they don't know. Point is, the markets are typically not gonna move aggressively whenever you have big news like CPI in the way. CPI is a huge news event. You're gonna see tomorrow how the market's gonna push aggressively one-sidedness. So you're gonna notice that CPI, NFP, those are huge days where people are gonna have money on the side. It's just like even the presidential election, right? A lot of people are not really, they want to understand, right, from a roadmap standpoint, who's going to be the next administration. Once they understand that, then they can make the appropriate decisions. So same thing with news like CPI and NFP. Those are days where they want to understand. They want to understand what are the news events. You know, what are the numbers looking like? When they get the numbers, then they can make a more informed decision based on those numbers. So a lot of big money depends on those news events to make a decision. That's how you look at it. Obviously, I look at it this way as well. Those that create the market use it to manipulate the market. They already know those numbers. So once they come out, they just move the market one way. Sometimes we notice if like there's a Fed chair speech going on, why is that when the Fed chair speech starts to move the market one way when Powell hasn't even said nothing? So the speaker hasn't even said nothing, but the news events releases and boom, there's an aggressive move. Why is that? He hasn't said nothing that's gonna be catastrophic or good for the market. So why does the market move with such speed? Right? Just like the FOMC press conference that's coming out tomorrow at 2:30, I want to say. Why is that the market moves aggressively when it's a whole press conference? They haven't even said their whole thoughts. Why would the market just move at that time of the day, right? So you have to understand to use those days to manipulate markets, to just move the markets with one-sidedness. That's why you want to be out of the market or not pressing buttons right before that news event. Because literally they can go in there and just drive price lower. They say, you know what, today we're doing 50% off. Fuck it. Cut price in half. So that's kind of the stuff they do. You just want to be aware of those things. Starting to come off those highs. But from my standpoint, still nothing exciting here. What I'd rather see, if I'm being real, is fair value gap here. If we could run below that and then use that as resistance, that would be a nice setup. Take us lower below here and maybe perhaps below here. So this is again another fair value gap where we want to watch how price reacts. If price dips in there, it could use it to push price higher one more time. But if it doesn't, if it shows it's not respecting here and just drops lower, that'd be a nice setup for it to use as resistance to then drop us low. Very rough markets, man. This is like, let's go on daily chart for a second here, guys. So you see what I'm talking about. Like, this is the daily chart. Okay, let me kind of everything off here. Like, what has there's nothing like. So when you have stuff like this versus, you see how these days the market is moving, boom, 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 have a little consolidation here, and then boom, like when those kind of market days are moving. Ever since October 1st, I don't know what it is. We had this movement here. We've just been within this range, doing nothing, back and forth, nothing. So it's hard. You can't just think you're gonna make money every single day, right? These are days that are tougher. When they're trending, it's easier because what we'll see here. Look how price opens here, right? Look at this wick. It drops lower. There's probably some entry here you could take it to push price higher. Nice trade. This day, price drops lower below opening price. Probably some entry you could see here, and push price lower. Like this day, same thing. Even this day, price drops lower. Even if you're bullish, you still can ride up higher. So like you see how the markets are giving better setups, like going below opening price, and then pushing higher and higher. Like that's what I want to see. But these days, yes, today went below opening price. Again, I don't trade London session, so maybe there's something there. We have pushed higher, but regardless, we're still within this range. So like, it's quite ugly. Price does that here and there, but when you have times when it's just moving like this, oh, today drops aggressively, next day it drops. We have a little bullish move, then drops. Like these are the days you want to be in there, right, doing your thing. But days like this, I want to cut risk, lower expectations, and just wait for it to get out of this bullshit of a range. It's tough right there. Versus all these other days. Look how the market's been moving. Like there's been movement so far, right? Since April, right? March has really just been moving nicely. Then we get in here, we just have back and forth. So that's what we're really dealing with here. So it's not easy to make money or to make a real decision based off of when you're in such a scenario. Can expect lemonade to be made out of lemons here. I did a good job last week. Made good money last week. Um, but again, it's a new week and there's news ahead of us. So until that news releases, we'll see if we can make something shake. But so far, very, very ugly price action. This is where you can decide whether you want to keep trading it or you just want to let the market get out of the range. It all depends on your flexibility, how you feel. For me, I think it's ugly. Put it out. Not too excited at all. At all. We might have to wait till PM session before something pops up. I'm just gonna give this probably like 30 more minutes, and if nothing happens within the next 30 minutes, then I'll just close the stream. But all it looks like is it just ran here, acquired its targets, knocked out people that are short, and then just stopped right there. Stopped in its track. I would like to see another push higher and then maybe break down. Mm, mm, mm. All right, let's see if we push higher. Let's push higher again. So notice how this 15-minute candle draws just a little bit lower outside the shaded area. And we're getting that push. It's probably going to push higher in here. And the question is, do we want to break down there? I'm just looking for a breakdown because we're in the consolidation. Give it 20 more minutes again. Nothing pops up here, which you can really tell how it feels like a very dead day. You can tell the markets aren't moving with any real volatility. They're just really sticking around there. No aggression one way, just a very dead day so far. Up higher from here. Again, there we go. I'm watching this level here. So you push into these two black lines here. See, it's trading above here, which is what we want to see. So again, notice it traded lower. See this 15-minute fair value gap? Once it closed outside of that, it came back in there, wicked for a push higher to take out this liquidity pool. The question now becomes, are we really gonna go for here? Or will we start breaking down? I want to see a breakdown, obviously, because I'm not gonna chase this high. I'm just not gonna chase price like that. But if I was them, I would make a push up here. Just call it a day. These are very very boring days, guys. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not gonna jump off the fucking top rope to make anything happen here. I'm not the markets. Just have to watch price. That's all I can do. Give what it take what it gives me. It hasn't given me nothing that I like, at least. Port right here. Order filled. All right. So this is a very, very, very. Again, if this doesn't hit, I'll just get out. So let's just do this here for a second. Second chart. Okay. I don't like this anymore already. So come down aggressively here. I really don't like this. I'm gonna get out again here. Order filled. There's nothing here. I was trying to get in on the 10-second chart. I would love to have seen price and probably could still drop here. How do you draw this right here? Looks like still want to drop. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. No, not worth it. I was trying to see if price could have remained below here. I will try to take the sell, but it looks like it wants to probably make that push up here first again. That was like a $60 loss. Like it's a very, very small scratch because I don't. That's what I want to see. Once I saw price breaking back outside above it, then I'm like, yeah, this is probably screwed. Mm-hmm. This 5-minute fair value gap here. We're not gonna fight it. So Let's put this back to the. Let's just look at it from 5 minute and 1 minute basis. Let's see how that looks. 1 minute chart here. So this is fair value gap here. If we can overcome that, I'll be more excited. Honestly, I want to see push up here first. Push up here and then break down. That'll be better. Or at least attempt to break down. Oh wow, I didn't realize what I was looking at my phone. What the fuck just happened? Did some news come out or something? That was the push. Okay, so it looks like wants to go for those highs. Interesting. That was an aggressive push higher. What did news? Did I miss something? Uh, ForexFactory.com. Let's see. No, I just wanted to punch up there. Well, there's a little bit more punching to do. Let's punch up here some more then. Mm-hmm. So again, we can say with confidence that the bulls are in control of this market. So okay. Our PM session is going to be behave. CPI is not till Thursday actually, so Wednesday is FOMC during PM session. So CPI doesn't take place till Thursday. By the way, guys, just a correction there. There we go. Just popped above those highs on the 1 hour chart. Let's just be so popped above these highs here. Bam. That's why I said if it was me, I would take them out. You know, let's go on the 1 hour chart again so you can see that. These are the highs where I'm saying, yeah, this high ran out here, but however, I still see a lot of liquidity resting here. So we're taking that out now. Now this is October. Even these highs, to me, in my opinion, these are equal highs too. I would like to see them get taken out. Just pierce up there. I don't know if they're gonna do it today, of course, but these are also equal highs. But all the damage is already done already. If it is to break down, it hasn't given me any reason to go short. There's no breakdown yet. If it is to break down, then I will consider short still. But this is pushing. Taking out these highs, which also 4 hour highs. So let's see how it reacts after taking out these highs. Get run lower or not. looking at a very, very tight time frame here. Once markets push away, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I don't like this. They won't push it. So very, very. I'm looking at very, 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 very. Doesn't want to push away there at all. Let's see. Let me make sure it's not a 10-second chart. See something here. Something there. I was looking at a very, very short, very, very little time frame. That's why I'm able to like. I just got out quickly when I felt like it wasn't moving my way. Um, what we have right now, what I'm watching, is here. Does that want to act as resistance on a 1 minute basis? Do we start breaking down? If we can break down below this fair value gap, that'll be solid. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be last trade here. My stop loss here. We don't want to move lower than call it quits. Right. Hmm. Now I know for a fact this could hold price here. Let's see. We already hit a target on the liquidity pools, so I want to see if this could start driving lower. But it's dancing around so much. It's dancing around too much. You don't have to hit my stop loss here. I'll get out ahead of time if it's doing something silly. Yeah, I don't like this anymore. Patience. I want to see this up close candles pretty much. This up close candle, I want to see that hold price and drop it lower. This trade will be more viable if we're to run below this fair value gap here. I think we have a smoother run if we're to run below it, but it seems like it's having a tough time. Yeah. I think he just wants to stay in a bullish momentum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough day. Okay. Yeah, tough day. All right. I was just trying to sell this thing. It's not happening at all. And I'm trying to predict ahead of time. But I'll let this one go for today. This is what we need to see here. What I want to see is this. If we can start breaking down here, this will be good. But we're not having it. So I'm getting a lot of scratches here. We have 2 scratches here. So yeah, down 1,000. So I'm gonna let that one let today this session breathe. I think $1,000 being down $1,000 a little bit. I mean that's regular. Nothing I haven't been down before. But let's see. Just the price just keeps pushing higher and higher. It doesn't want to give us any sell off. Nothing. Nothing for the shorts today. I'm just going with my model. So I'm sticking to what I trade, which is if price is above opening price, I want to be short. That's why I'm not trying to take any longs here. So I'm sticking to what I trade. And we're already high up in price. I wouldn't be buying this shit. Even if it keeps pushing, I still wouldn't buy the shit. Now, what could happen? It could be using this fair value gap here, right on the 1 minute basis, to constantly push price higher. It could pump this joint all the way to here, which should take out those top October highs. So what if it could use fair value gap to push price higher? We'll see if it wants to do that. But for me, probably calling it quits here. I have other stuff to do. If PM session presents something, I'll still take a trade, and I'll show you guys what trade I took. Let's see. Yeah, it's very ugly. It's not moving with any conviction here. All right, guys. I'll just call it a day here because it's nothing. There's really nothing. It already took out these highs. Let's kind of recap here. Let's go on to what we've seen today. Essentially, 9:30 open came about. Well, let's go on the 15-minute chart first of all. So this is where I told you guys. Remember how I said when I started the session, I was like, I rather would have seen price stay below this 15-minute fair value gap. That's what I'd rather have seen. Because that'll tell me we're probably going to go lower again. So the fact that we pushed above it, then we traded lower into this fair value gap here. See that? Then price pushes higher. Fair value gap here. This was used to then push price to take out these highs. I wasn't inclined to take this trade again because one, price is way above midnight opening price. I don't like chasing that. I see that as chasing price. And two, I was okay with accepting that I just went bearish for the day. So I was sticking to my strategy. But point is, we had this drop in this fair value gap here, and then push us to these highs. And now it looks like we want to challenge these highs. So we already took these highs out as well. The question that we have to ask now is price going to keep going higher to take out October 1st highs, which are these equal highs here? I wouldn't mind seeing that because we've just been in this dumb range from here to here. It's always been in. So the question is, do we want to do that? I don't know. I think we could start breaking down. Maybe not AM session. Probably the PM session, which starts at 1 p.m. New York time. So I'll be looking for something there on my side. I'm not going to stream that one. But that's what I'm looking for. And then from a 5-minute perspective, again, we just have price push higher. This is a fair value gap I aligned on Monday. I'll show you this guy, this one, which was used to drop price previously. See here, this drop price. But this fair value gap stems all the way from here. And draw it out. Look at how price had used that as a level of resistance. And then now, when it gets above it, it uses that support to push us higher in there. So it wasn't a bad day if you wanted to be bullish. And honestly, if I was to be bullish on this one, my stop loss could have been right below this order block here. This price traded back in here. There's a fair value gap. I could have maybe taken a buy here for a pop into here. But again, that's just not my strategy. So I wasn't interested in doing that. And I'm okay with that. So that's that. Now, I know we're going to be bearish for real. See what I was doing in here on the lower time frames was like 5-second charts. I was trying to look for something quick ahead of time. And those didn't pop up. But we haven't gotten anything really solid on the 1-minute chart to change direction. If I'm being frank, nothing on the 1-minute chart would have made me go short. Those are all second charts trades. So it has their good and bad. So good meaning that I can get in there very precise up here, very tight, very, very tight stop loss, right? And then have the trade run very aggressively. So my risk reward would be like a 1 to 10. The downside is that when you're predicting a little bit too ahead of time, then it could lead to scratches here and there, unnecessary scratches. And that's what we got today. But I'm okay with it. What I'd rather see though, if I am to go short in the PM session, it needs to start breaking down. This fair value gap for sure. Price has to come below it. Then use that support. I mean resistance, and then drop price lower potentially. But this thing just wants to keep pushing higher so far. Looking at it, it's just going higher, higher. So if we do start coming down, I won't see that as a retracement. I think a lot of traders want to chase that higher. We're trying to buy a retracement to push it higher. But I think it's already done its damage by taking out this liquidity pool here. So if it's to go higher, it doesn't need to retrace deep. Just maybe retrace right into these new daily opening gap highs and lows and then push price higher. If it starts chasing deeper, I would think otherwise. I would think perhaps going deeper to take out those that have already been bullish. Okay, because overall we're still in that consolidation from the 1 hour chart. We're still in this big drop. We still have not got this range. So a lot of funny price action you can see has been taking place in here. Just a call out there. But anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's see how tomorrow works. Tomorrow should be a little bit, I want to say better because FOMC is in the PM session. After CPI, that's when March should at least free up. Right now, it's like so constrained. It's not really moving. It's very tight. It's very ugly price action. And I'm not a fan of these lows here. So keep saying it. I'm not a fan of all this here. This to me has to get wiped out sooner or later. All of this shit, I think we still come down eventually. Maybe CPI does it. I don't know. But we got to keep watching. So that's what I'm going to be doing on the PM session. And then on the daily chart here, again, there's a lot of shit here. But try to remember, we're still in this volume imbalance here. So that's the level that has been showing. It goes up there, then rejects. It's up there again, so it might just reject again. So you just want to pay attention to all of that. So I wouldn't want to be buying in an area that's showing previous rejection. Although it can go up, I'd rather have the market showing these hands. 4 hour chart, ready to guys liquidity pool. So could start dropping back down. We'll see. This just you're gonna see a difference when CPI is released. I think the market's gonna be more free then. Once again, I'll talk to you guys next time and catch you on the next one.